going to do a little talking video and just be a little closer to the microphone so you can hear my voice a little clearer, and hopefully this will give you some tingles as well. Just wanted to tell you about myself so you know who you're watching on the channel, and it's not a tag as such, it's just me talking to you. So I don't have a list of questions that I'm going to answer. My name's Dale, I'm 25, I live in England, and I have a fiancée very recently, since Christmas, so she did say yes, which is always good. And I am a very sociable person. I love to have friends and things over and play the board games and things that you've seen in these other videos. And I love to try new things. I love going climbing. We have a climbing centre near us, and just the bouldering. For those of you who don't know, bouldering is where you climb without ropes. It's like it's not too high though, so it's not dangerous. Well, everything's a little dangerous maybe, but it's not massively dangerous. I love to snowboard when I get the chance, and that's always great fun. Snowboarded in Canada, in Banff, and had a great time there, and also in Lapland, but I didn't see Santa while I was there. Apparently Santa lives in Lapland, but I didn't meet him, unfortunately. Maybe I was a bad boy. Um, I love photography. I actually do work in photography, not a professional photographer, but I do love photography, and I love music as well. Hence my name, ASMR Guitar. I will show you my guitar at some point. It's actually packed away at the moment, but I do love to sing and play my guitar, and I do have another channel that you can check out, but the link will be down below if you wanted to take a look. When I say I like to try new things, literally anything, whether it be sketching. I love to sketch, and I really like the idea of reading, but I'm not very good at reading. As in, I can read something technical and find it useful and digest all the information, but I love the idea of reading something like Lord of the Rings, but I never seem to get past a few chapters, mainly because I fall asleep while I'm reading, and then I kind of forget what I've read and I have to go back and read it again. But I find that the stuff I want to read, these epic books, I actually forget who everybody is. So you've got this huge... I wanted to read Game of Thrones, and I love the series, but when I tried to read it, I started forgetting who everybody was, and where they lived, and why they existed in the book. So I had to abandon ship, and so I decided, on a recommendation of a friend, to have a look at comics. Now, when someone says comics to me, I immediately just think of, the Beano or the Dandy. The Beano was pretty excellent actually, but I was only, 7 or 8, I suppose, when I used to read those. But we do have a comic book store in our town, and I've been in there once before and was completely daunted by how many comics there are all over the walls. I thought, I don't know where to start, and I went up to this lady and said to her, I don't know what I like, and she asked me some questions. Anyway, I'll show you. She recommended me this book, Saga, and it's basically about these two people and their baby, and this lady is from a planet called Landfall, I think. I'm getting confused with some other things. I think it's from Landfall, and there's a moon that goes around this planet, to fall in love via certain means and have a baby. But it's really spacey, to be honest, because I like to sketch and I like to paint digitally. I use a little tablet, and I like the photography and all those kind of things. I actually find that these are really quite interesting reads. Like, just see all the artwork that you get in the pages. They're really quite dramatic, and the storylines are very good as well. Just show you some artwork. Don't want to give the whole story away. Anyway, so I bought this book, and she was quite good. She said to me, if you don't like it, bring it back and we'll give you a refund. So, what have I got to lose? But it's a great book, I recommend it. If you have never read a comic before, like me, other than the Beano, then maybe give it a try. You might like it. I liked it so much that within a few days I'd read the first one, and I bought the second one. So, the only thing I'd say about comics is they're quite expensive in comparison to books, I think. There's a lot of work that goes into a comic, though, just as much as a book, but mainly, I think when you read a book is its own thing. When you read a comic, it's a little bit like reading a movie. When you watch a movie, the action's very fast. With a comic, because they don't have to describe anything, they have all the dialogue. You know, the artwork describes the scene, so it's a lot faster. The storyline runs very quickly. These books, I think, are like £10 each. Some of them are slightly more, and it only takes a few hours really to read through them. I think the nice thing is that they can sit on the shelf and they can easily be reread, and you can digest the story and all the artwork again, because I've seen how long it can take to draw these kind of scenes. I like drawing, but I'm not very good at drawing. Certainly not in comparison to these kind of people. I'll show you some other ones that I picked up. This one, The Last Man, was another recommendation from a comic book lady that was in the store. This story is called The Last Man, and it's a story where all of the male species on the earth have died, and it's just the women left, except for this chap and his monkey, who also happens to be a male. And I've only read the first one, but it's very good. It's very interesting. It's a little bit political. I'm not very good with the politics in general, but it's very, very good. Very, very good. He's trying to get to his fiancée in Australia, and he lives in America. But there's people that feel like all the men should have died, and they're trying to kill off anybody that looks like a man, and all sorts of things. It's lots of it's just very interesting. Very interesting concept. This one I haven't read yet. It's called Fables. Again, it was another recommendation. I don't know what I'd do without the recommendations, to be honest. And this one's really interesting, well, at least the idea of it's interesting. As I say, I haven't read it, but I'm told it gets better and better and better. So, what happens is normal fables like The Big Bad Wolf and Little Red Riding Hood and people like that. Except, the Big Bad Wolf is a detective in New York, for example, and Cinderella, she's more of a prostitute or something like that. It's like they've taken the stories and spun them into one big kind of bonanza of stories. So there's loads of things there. Super Sculpey. I think they use it quite a lot. Well, they used to use it a lot in the movies to make masks and monsters and things like that. This guy here is something I'm working on. He's kind of like a... I've called him the Squidge Monster. He's kind of reaching out. I think he's cool. He's got this kind of samurai moustache thing going on, and his hands are a bit... His hands aren't quite right. But he's quite fun to make. So many things. So it's just really to tell you a bit more about me, things that I like. I'm sure I'll remember some of the other things that I like at another time, but I wanted you to get to know me a little bit, and hopefully just my voice and a bit of rambling has given you a nice tingly feeling. So there's lots of things that I might pull into my videos in the future. It's just finding the time at the moment, because we're getting married next year. We're sort of planning and things like that, but also we're trying to move house as well. So, and that's obviously within these next few months. So we're trying to put things in boxes and figure out what washing machine to buy and all these kind of normal things that people do. So you will see me more and more, and I must say I thank you all for subscribing and commenting